I Shambhavi welcome you all to your channel Galactic Echoes. So let's start exploring the wisdom of Vedic astrology. So today we'll be doing the placement of Rahu in the first house of your birth chart, how this placement will unfold and what kind of results it will give. We'll try to figure it out today. So let's start the video and let's dive in. So the first and the foremost thing with this Rahu in the first house is when you have this placement, you have to align yourself with the positive karakas of Rahu. And what are the positive karakas of Rahu? These are being selfish. Yes, this is important and you have to understand this. Being selfish is not a problem. Actually, being selfish on the cost of others' happiness is a problem. So, this is something which you have to understand. You have to be selfish, you have to give priority to yourself, to your family, to your interests, but not at the cost of others. This is something which you have to understand, because if you are doing something at the cost of others happiness, this is where this Rahu will unfold its illusion and you can get into this Rahu's trap. So this is something which you have to understand. You have to be constructive, you have to be positively selfish towards yourself and in your personality. You have to be working on your confidence, your self struggles, your self worth, your self esteem, and on your self respect. Actually, the thing is that you have to give your body and your personality the priority of everything, be it happiness, be it success, be it creativity, or be it caring your personality and taking care of your body and health. So these are the things which you should take into consideration. Now let's say if your family wants to go at a certain place at a certain time, they want to invest certain good time, quality time with you, but you are not feeling well. So instead of saying them that only think about yourself and I am the one working so hard for all of us, and you people do not think about me, what you have to do is you should say them that I'm feeling tired today and we'll go on to this quality time spending dinner some other day. So this is something which you have to understand with this Rahu. In your young life, you will face struggles. I cannot deny it, because Rahu is placed in the first house. So there will be immense struggles and you will have to face them. But these struggles are deliberately there. You see, these are deliberately thrown at you by the presence of Rahu, so that you can learn, so that you can gain experience. This is something which you have to understand with this Rahu's placement. See, Rahu's placement in the first house is not at all a negative thing, unless or until you align yourself with the negative karakas of Rahu. And if you align yourself with the positive karakas of Rahu, this is really a blessing from Goddess Saraswati. Why? Because Rahu shows us the blessings of Goddess Saraswati in our chart. And so, apart from the myth, this is really a myth that Rahu's placement is really a bad thing, and wherever it sits, it destroys that portion or that house or that area of our life. This is not so. Rahu is the most important planet in today's world, although it is a shadowy planet, but it is Kali Yuga and we live in Rahu's age. So this is important. You see, when you wake up first in the morning, what you see is not the sun, is Rahu, your mobile phone. 24 into 7, it is in your hands. Rahu is really an important element in our daily lives and we cannot ignore it. So the first house Rahu placement is really a blessing if you can use it in a good sense, in a positive manner. And with this Rahu in the first house, you will have so much of experience, and the experience will be multifold. You will have experience in so many areas, in so many fields, and that experience will actually ultimately make your career. Maybe your education would not pay you off, maybe you do not go into the profession related to your fifth house, basically your education, but whatever profession you will go into, you will make a great success because of this placement. We see, when Rahu sits in the first house of the chart, now it is his domain. The chart becomes his domain, and he will be the master, and he will try to be the master. Now if you support this Rahu in a constructive way, he will really give you immense success, immense amount of gains. And if you'll not support this Rahu and you'll be negatively aligned with this energy, so yes, destruction will come. without invitation. Also, with this Rahu's placement in the first house, you should always be self reliant. You should not work for others. Now, this does not mean that you have to wait for the opportunity to open your own business or start your own business. This is not so. What you have to do is you have to start small, and slowly and steadily you will reach that step. And when you reach that step, do not think twice of quitting the job scenario. You see, if you have that kind of expertise, if you have that kind of connections, that much of network in your hands, we should definitely think of starting a business. This is important, because if you won't become self reliant and you will work throughout your life for someone, there is where the problem can come with this Rahu. Because Rahu wants to be an independent innovator, and if you do not align with these qualities also, then also you can face challenges. So maybe if you are into job, or you are professionally working under some team, or under some organization, you should always think in your mind that I have to build something of my own, so that you can grow in your professional front. So this thinking of yours will definitely get you success at your professional front. Also, because the fifth aspect of Rahu is falling on the fifth house of your horoscope, so you have quick intelligence. Like, you are mentally able to solve something, or you are mentally able to analyze certain things which other people, they find it difficult. So this is really a blessing from Goddess Saraswati. Again, you have to make use of this intelligence, and this intelligence is not limited to a certain field. You will have intelligence of at least 10 to 15 types of different fields. Like, you will be an expert actually in whatever thing you talk. Like, if you are talking to a cricket expert, you will tell them the things which they have learned in their 40 or 50 years of their career. And if you are talking to a maths teacher, let's say, so you would tell them the methods which they have discovered, because they are working since so many years in that particular mathematics field. So this is something, a kind of intelligence and blessing you have, and you should definitely use it in whatever things you do, in whatever business you do. Also, with this Rahu in the first house, the in the starting of this video, I have told you that you should not think about giving away to the people, like the deeds of kindness, and you should be selfish. And why did I say that? This is because if you will think of behaving kindly to people, and giving away things in charity, and not being selfish, and you'll think that being selfish is not for me, and it is not a good trait, and it is something bad which a person has, then you will overthink. And due to this overthinking, you can also get mental stress in your brains. I have seen people having this Rahu in the first house is, the only dilemma which is obstructing their success is this: should I be selfish or not? You have to be selfish, you are destined to be selfish. But being selfish is not you don't have to be vandalizing the society. This is something which you have to understand. Vandalism is something which is wrong, which is creating problem in the society. But selfishness is not a problem. The thing is that you are doing something for someone because you have a hidden motive behind that. That is what selfishness is, right? I am not telling you to go and rob someone, and just don't think about them, harm someone, take out the profits for yourself only. I'm not telling you this. The thing which I'm trying to suggest is that you have to go, you have to help others, but behind that helping out, or there should be a hidden motive which should be attached to your deed. So this is something which you have to understand deeply. This is the philosophy of Rahu, and if you conquer it, you can win the world. These are not the words, these are actual things which I am telling you with this placement. Also, this placement of Rahu in the first house can give you stress regarding your romantic relationships, but that stress would be again stemmed out from this thinking only of dilemma: should I be selfish or not in the relationships? Should I be more kind, more giving? But with this Rahu, you cannot be more kind, you cannot be more giving, but you don't have to harm someone. So this is the challenge in your life. Actually, you have to balance both of the things. You have to be selfish, yet you have to help others. So this is something, a kind of a challenge in your life which you have to make balance of, and you have to go with it throughout your life. So yes, with this placement of Rahu in the first house, you are clever, you are creative. Nobody can betray you, because you can sense what people are doing to me. But you are not a trickster. This is something important which I am telling on this platform, because I've seen people saying this, that people who have Rahu in the first house, they are trickster, and they try to harm people, and they try to betray people, and they can even backstab their own family members. This is not so. This is completely a myth. Rahu in the first house is acting like a Lagnesh sitting in the first house. You see, it is a Rajyo. When your Lagnesh, whatever it is, Saturn, Mercury, Jupiter, when it sits in the first house itself is a Rajyo. And when Rahu sits in the first house of your D1 chart, or in any chart basically, it creates a kind of Rajyo, because it starts behaving like Lagnesh, and it won't do harm. But at the cost of one condition only, if you are aligning with the positive karakas of Rahu. Because Rahu is a retrograde energy, it never goes direct. So it is always retrograding. And if you are not aligning with the retrograde, energy of that, so basically what the retrograde energy shows the karma. If you are fulfilling those karma, your particular karma, you will get success out of it. So this is the energy of retrograding planets, which you, if you have to understand it in this way. So your karma and your efforts are only they are the seeds, and they will get you gains and profits in your life. Also, with this Rahu in the first house, you should not blindly trust the people you work with or your co-workers, because you have this tendency of blindly trusting the people who are good at their work, and like who are the people who are witty, and they are conscious, they have this sincerity about their work. You think that they are good people and they can be trusted, but they should not be trusted in your case, because you can see backstabbing or betrayal from that side of your life. Whenever you get a feeling of like a hunch of something, or if you get a gut feeling regarding something, you should definitely take it, because it is 99% of the times correct. This is something which you have to understand, because Rahu and Ketu, they both are the shadowy planets, and they give immense amount of intuition in people. When you have this access in the Kendra, meaning fun 7 or 410, so your intuition, they works really good, and you should not let them go. Also, you should never accept your disrespect in any way. Now, if you are conversing with someone and someone is trying to disrespect you through sarcasm, you should immediately create boundaries there, that I am not here to be disrespected, and you should understand this. I respect you, you should respect me, and we have a thin blue line which we should not cross for each other. It is important for you actually. And the people who respect you from the bottom of their heart, you should never leave them, you should never abandon them. Because if you abandon them, then again this disrespect and this sarcasm thing which goes on in the world regarding you will go up, it will increase. You should have the backup and support of people who are giving you immense respect in your life. Now, the last but not the least, ages of 17 years, basically your first Rahu return, and the ages of 32 to 34 years, basically before your second Rahu return, or before your Saturn gets mature, are the ages when you are going to see major events in your life happening. Now, will this be positive or negative? It depends on so many things, like your D1 chart, your D1 Lord, D9 Lord, your Atma Karaka, and so many things. So, but there will be certainly a kind of a event, and it can be both negative or positive. But whatever it will be, negative or positive, it will give you experience, it will give you a kind of learning, you see. And when you learn this thing and when you understand, you will then get something out of it definitely. So this struggle which will come for this 1.5 year in the transit, during your 17 and 18 years of age, and 32 to 34 years of your age, are the transits where you will learn, and then you will get success out of it. So this is important, and you should go patiently through this transit or through this period, because whatever it might be, positive or negative, if you will let go of your resilience, there is where the Rahu's illusion can trap you. You should not get into its trap. So in conclusion, this Rahu gives you ability to either completely destroy your life, or either completely make and transform your life into something great, into something big. Now, it totally depends on your thinking, and it totally depends on your efforts what you will do. And Rahu is a retrograde energy, it is not a sattvic planet. So yes, if you align with the positive karakas, with constructive deeds, then yes, you can get success out of it. If not, then be ready for the destruction. So it totally depends on you, it totally depends on your choice, it totally depends on your wishes and hopes. So this was my understanding about the Rahu's placement in the first house of your horoscope. Do not forget to like this video and share it with your friends and family. And if you want to regularly watch quality content on astrology, do not forget to subscribe to this channel. Thank you.